Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into another video. Today's video, I want to do kind of a underrated, overrated on reverse retro 2 jerseys. These jerseys have been out for about 4 months now, and I feel like it would be really fun to do kind of an overrated, underrated on some of the jerseys. I've picked out about 4 for each category, so I got 4 for underrated and 4 for overrated. Obviously, you guys are going to completely disagree with me most likely, so that's kind of where we take the discussion to the comment section. You guys let me know down in the comments your guys' opinions on these, and you guys give me your overrated and underrated jerseys. I will explain, saying something's overrated or underrated doesn't instantly mean it's at the top of the list. It's like one of the best of the best, but I'll explain. I'll explain how this works and why I think something's overrated and why I think something's underrated. But if you guys like to see more content like this and you guys like to see me do more overrated, underrated videos, then show support on the video by hitting the like button and subscribing if you guys are new to the channel. It would mean a ton to me. We're getting really close to 1,500, which is incredible. Let me open up my handy dandy book here so I can see exactly what I wrote down because my memory is terrible. So we'll start off with underrated because I feel like this is the less controversial section. I feel like overrated and saying something's overrated is just a lot more controversial when it comes to people's opinions. So we'll go underrated because this won't hurt people's opinions or won't hurt people's feelings in my opinion. So the first team that I think is extremely underrated is the jersey behind me there, the Dallas Stars. If you guys don't know, I absolutely love this jersey so much. I think this reverse retro is one of the better reverse retros. I actually think it's underrated because I have it in my top 5. I have it in my top 5 reverse retro 2 jerseys, and I feel like a lot of people don't. So for that, I think it's underrated. This is just obviously my opinion. Like I said, these overrated and underrated aren't, there's no stats saying if this is right or wrong. This is just strictly my opinion on if I think it's overrated or underrated. And judging by seeing the community's opinions on that jersey and just where I rank it, I think it falls in the underrated category. Next up, this one might be a little bit of a hot take, but I have the Chicago Blackhawks being underrated. People have this thing being one of the bottom 3 reverse retros, and in my opinion, it's probably middle of the pack. I don't think it's one of the top reverse retros. Don't get me wrong. This thing isn't like some work of art, top tier. It's just, I think, in the middle. I think it's around the 15 kind of range when it comes to reverse retro 2s. If I was ranking them from 1 to 32, I think this one would fall in the middle. When a lot of people seem to have it in their like bottom 3, that's why I think it's underrated, because I just don't think it's as bad as people are saying. To me, obviously the worst part about it, and this is someone who loves text logos, is the logo. I think the logo kind of takes away from it. I think if they had this designed with a different logo, it would be up there and people would love it, but this logo definitely brings it down a notch. Next up for me, I was contemplating putting this on the list because I'm not exactly sure how people rank it, but for me it's Seattle. I think Seattle has a top tier reverse retro 2. I'm not sure if it would be top 5, but if it wasn't, it'd be really close, like around 6 or 7. I think this thing is super sick. I think it's really nice. I love the striping. There's just so much going on, and I love different and bold, and that's exactly what that jersey is bold. Now, like I said, I'm not sure exactly where people are ranking this jersey, which is why I was contemplating putting it on this list. I feel like some people might have it around middle of the pack or towards kind of like the back half. I feel like most people would have it towards the back half of their list, but to me, I have it definitely near the front half, like definitely a top 10 in my opinion. And then last but not least, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think the New York Islanders are kind of underrated. Obviously, the worst part about this reverse retro is what I talked about in a video, and that is from the side. You can see the lines don't add up on the side. They're a little bit off center, and it's a little bit wonky, and that totally ruins it. But all in all, off the front look, I really like this. And my opinion changed when I saw clips of Bo Horvat at the All-Star game. It's really the first time I got to see this jersey on ice. I don't watch Islanders games, so it was the first time I really saw it on the ice. And I thought it looked really sharp. I was actually extremely impressed. Now, let's hop over to the overrated. Now, I know this is where I'm going to hurt some people's feelings, and I am so sorry in advance, but these are obviously just my opinion. Let's start off with probably one of the hotter takes, maybe, and that's the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think this one is overrated, and the only reason I say that, and I've said this before, I've stuck to my guns. I said this when reverse retros first came out. People reamed me out for it, and I'm sticking to my guns, okay? I'm not shying away from my opinion. I think they could have done more. I think it's very nice, but I want the gradient. And I don't know about Pittsburgh Penguins fans, but I would love to see. I feel like this is such a bold, once opportunity. Like, these jerseys shouldn't be coming back, so it's a once opportunity here. Why not go all out and bring in gradient? Like, bring in the gradient here. I think it would have been so sick. They could bring something like this here for a new alternate down the line, but like, why not bring in the gradient for something that's going to be a one-off, in my opinion? And that's where I think it loses points. All the jersey is nice, but I don't know. For some reason, thinking about what could have been makes me not like this one as much. Next up's the Tampa Bay Lightning. I see a lot of people ranking this one super duper high, and I was one of them. I did get the jersey, but the more I look at it, the more I absolutely hate it. And to me, the number one reason I hate it is the shoulders. I've seen people talk about this all the time, and I've talked about it numerous times, but the shoulders being gray was a super duper terrible decision in my opinion. I think it's absolutely ugly. I think they should have went with a blue jersey. I'm trying to remember what the original was, if it was blue or black, but they should have went with the opposite, blue or black for this one, whatever the opposite of what the original was. I totally forget. But instead of doing white, in my opinion, because the gray shoulders just are a total miss for me. Like, even seeing it in person, I dislike it even more because of those shoulders, and I just can't unsee how ugly those shoulders are, even when I'm looking at it in person. Now, I'm gonna get some hate for this one, but I think one that's severely overrated, like in people's top 3, and for me is in one of my bottom 5, is the Florida Panthers. I don't like this jersey, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because when I look at it, to me, what it looks like is a kid had a coloring book with a jersey, and they were told to color whatever colors they want, so they just picked like the most vibrant colors and just threw it on a coloring book, and that's what this jersey is, in my opinion. I don't like the colors used in this. I don't think they work well together. You have too many vibrant colors, in my opinion. I think the logo being yellow on that light blue just doesn't work. It's just too, there's not enough contrast, in my opinion. I also don't like how bright the red shoulders are. Then you have the yellow pinstripe there, which is also so bright, and then the light blue. And the only dark blue you have is on the bottom of the jersey, which just is so strange. I think if they made the red shoulders that dark blue at the bottom of the jersey, it would look so much better. This jersey is just so unbalanced, in my opinion. I cannot describe how much I dislike this jersey. And then last but not least, the Boston Bruins is one I think is very, very overrated, and I dislike it because of the logo. I know the logo is kind of a meme, but I don't even see it as like a meme, fun, like cool. I just straight up dislike it. Like, there's some jerseys, for example, what do we got? We got Arizona Coyotes, we got the Wild Wing jersey, and even Tampa's kind of, where they're kind of just memes, but they're fun and kind of cool because of that. I don't even think this one is, in my opinion. I think this one's just straight up not very nice. I don't even mind the pattern. To me, it's the logo that just absolutely ruins it, and I'm not a big fan of the shoulders with that Bruins logo on it. That kind of ruins it for me too. But again, please don't hate me for this. This is all my opinion. If you disagree with any, comment down below. Better yet, give me your top list. Like I said, I did 4 for each, so 4 underrated, 4 overrated. Feel free to spend some time. Give me yours down in the comments. I would love to see your guys' opinions on this. And again, if you guys would like to see me do more content like this, more overrated, underrated on just anything in the NHL, then show support on the video by hitting the like button. I've also been thinking of bringing back tier lists. Tier lists are kind of something I used to do, but I haven't done in a long time, so I'd like to kind of redo some tier lists and do some home jerseys, away jerseys, logos, both reverse retros, alternates, mascots, just tons of things. If you guys would like to see some more tier lists come back, then show support on the video by hitting the like button. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.